Sunny Hostin is also listening into this testimony, as well as Jason Johnson. They're both here as court observers. So, Sunny, I'll start with you. You know, when you get right down to it, they can put all the neighbors on the stand they want, and I'm talking about the prosecution here, but the only eyewitness to this crime is George Zimmerman.
Well, that's true. I mean, there were witnesses that saw different pieces of this, though, Carol, and I think that that's very important because what the prosecution needs to do is really put this together almost like you would a puzzle, because, as you said, there were really only two witnesses to the entire altercation, how it began, what happened in the middle, how it ended, and those were George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin is no longer with us. But these witnesses' perspectives are crucial, are very, very important, because you have to challenge George Zimmerman's, story in a case like this, because he has everything to gain by not being truthful and everything to lose by perhaps being very honest. And so, make no mistake about it, this is extremely, extremely important evidence that's coming in today.
Extremely important evidence. Let's talk about those 5 non-emergency 911 calls, Jason Johnson, because the prosecution is also trying to show that leading up to George Zimmerman allegedly following Trayvon Martin, he made these 5 calls to 911 saying, there's another burglar, I see another one. And the prosecution is trying to say, hey, he had all this pent-up frustration. And when he finally ran into Trayvon Martin, he exploded into some sort of rage.
Yeah, I think the admission of these 5 previous calls is absolutely huge. And it was interesting, the argument that the defense was making yesterday is, well, you can't show that this builds up. And actually, the prosecution had a very interesting redirect. They said, no, the point is we're going to demonstrate that in these previous 5 calls, he behaved properly, which means that night he was behaving in an abnormal fashion, which helps their argument that George Zimmerman really snapped that night. So I think that was absolutely critical. Something's really going to make it difficult for the defense, especially when later on the prosecution probably plays tapes of George Zimmerman's actual interview with police that night.
And the other interesting thing that may happen this morning, Sonny, is Trayvon Martin's girlfriend may take the stand. And why is this important? Because she was on the phone with Trayvon Martin shortly before he died that night.
You know, I've said it from the very beginning when we first started covering this case. In my view, she is the most crucial witness because, as we were just discussing, Carol, there are no true eyewitnesses to the exact events, but this witness is what we call an ear witness, and that means she was on the phone with Trayvon Martin and she heard what may have been the initial start of the confrontation. She's going to testify that George Zimmerman followed Trayvon Martin, that Trayvon Martin told George Zimmerman, or asked him rather, why are you following me? And in response, there was some sort of scuffle and the phone went dead. That is really crucial, and it really combats immediately what George Zimmerman is saying, which is that he was the one that was attacked. Whoever started this encounter is the person I think that the jury is likely to find guilty. And so, you know, her testimony is going to be very, very important.
Okay, you two stick around. I've got a bit of breaking news that I have to get through from Wall Street, because the Dow, it's rocking. It's up, what, 135 points or so.